Hello guys and welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be going over my draft analysis on basically every single first round pick that happened literally last night. So there was some pretty interesting picks, I'm not gonna lie, on the Atlanta Falcons, but I'm gonna be going over basically what I think of every NFL pick, and yeah, let's get into it. So obviously we all knew that the Chicago Bears were gonna get Caleb Williams. That was pretty much a given. He is the best quarterback in the draft. I don't even think it's really that close. Now, if you were to compare a different guy, I would say Drake May is the second best. And if you don't want to take my word, then you can also take CJ Stroud's words, because he also said that Drake May, in his opinion, is the best quarterback in the draft class. No, so I'm not even saying that he's the best, but I think the second best quarterback is going to end up being Drake May, but he's just in a worse situation than Jay Daniels. So anyways, that's basically my analysis on Caleb Williams. He's really good, and he's going to do extremely good on the Chicago Bears offense, because they have DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, Keenan Allen, and they just drafted Rome Odunze. I mean, yeah, the Bears offense is going to be absolutely disgusting. So if you guys do play fantasy football like myself, definitely try to pick up some of these Chicago Bears offensive players, man, because it's going to be pretty nasty. I would not be surprised if the Bears, make the playoffs if Caleb Williams can be semi-good. But anyways, the number 2 overall pick to the Washington Commanders is Jayden Daniels. Honestly, look, Jayden Daniels, he just takes too many unnecessary hits, and he can't throw the ball as good in the middle of the field, like maybe some 20-yard medium routes, some in routes. He just can't do that as good as maybe another quarterback like Drake May. But Jayden Daniels is really explosive, right? If he's kind of like a Lamar Jackson type guy where, he can run the ball and he's really good at it. But he needs to learn from Lamar Jackson to stop taking these unnecessary hits, because he's very skinny and he's going to end up getting hurt and getting popped by a huge middle linebacker. So Jayden Daniels needs to work on some of his passing and taking, or just going down. Don't take these dumb hits, man. And then for the Patriots, Drake May. Honestly, really good pick by the Patriots. Just the only thing is that the Patriots have no wide receivers. So I would not be surprised if Drake May doesn't do that good, because the Patriots are bad. I mean, they have definitely one of the worst offenses in the NFL. I mean, no wide receivers. It's tough. It really is. No really, really good running backs. Yeah, it's going to be tough for Drake May. And I think if Drake May would go to the Commanders, he would do better than what Jayden Daniels would do, but we'll see on that. But the Cardinals, Marvin Harrison, I thought the Cardinals were always going to get Marvin Harrison from the jump. I think Marvin Harrison is definitely the best wide receiver in this class. He's definitely one of the most generational wide receivers I've seen. I think that he definitely is going to be really good in the NFL. He has Kyler Murray throwing him the ball now, so I think Marvin Harrison's going to do good. The only concern is he going to be able to beat press and, be able to take the top off of the defense? I don't know, because he's going to be that main target over there in Arizona, if I'm mistaken. I don't think anyone there is going to take Marvin Harrison's job over him. So, yeah, Marvin Harrison's going to be the number 1 threat, which means that the best corner for the other team is most likely going to be on Marvin Harrison. So, I don't know. We'll see how Marvin Harrison does. Usually, you'd like to have another really good guy next to you so you don't get the best corners all the time when you're matching up against the other team. But I think Marvin Harrison is really good. Chargers, Joe Alt. This was a very tough pick for me to choose between, because I was like, okay, the Chargers could either go with Brock Bowers, because they need a tight end. They either go with an O-lineman, Joe Alt, the best O-lineman in the draft, or they take Malik Nabers, which is, in my opinion, the second best wide receiver in the draft, and ended up taking an O-lineman, Joe Alt. So in my opinion, I think Joe Alt is the best offensive lineman in the draft. I think he's going to be extremely good, and the Chargers really couldn't go wrong with either of those 3 positions I just named. They really need O-lineman. Obviously, they don't need a left tackle because Rashawn Slater's there, so I'm assuming Joe Alt would move to right tackle most likely. So I think he's going to be good. Don't think he's going to allow that many sacks. Definitely get some pancakes, and he doesn't really allow any pressure when he was in college at Notre Dame either. So Joe Alt, really good. New York Giants select Malik Nabers. I was thinking it the whole entire time. I could picture Malik Nabers in a Giants jersey. Glad he is in the New York Giants. He is super fast and explosive. Kind of reminds me a little bit of OBJ, I'm not going to lie. Obviously, they got drafted by the same team. They went to the same university. But just how they both play is pretty similar, in my opinion. Malik Nabers, man, he is going to be special. The only concern with him is his quarterback situation. His quarterbacks are disgusting. They're not good. Now, I know Daniel Jones, we'll see what goes on with Daniel Jones. But The only thing that may be a little concerning in terms of how good Malik Neighbors does in this upcoming year is that, number one, he's the number one option, so he's going to get the best corners on him every single play pretty much. And to top it off, he has mid to worst quarterback play. So I don't know how it's going to end up going for Malik Neighbors. Hopefully he ends up going crazy, but definitely Malik Neighbors is a really, really good player, and I kind of pictured it in my head that he would go to the New York Giants. So the next guy, Tennessee Titans select J.C. Latham. Honestly, you know, it was either between J.C. Latham, Olu Fashanu, or Talisa Fuaga. They ended up getting J.C. Latham, and I'm honestly fine with that. J.C. Latham is really good, and he's massive. He is an absolute mauler in the run game, and he's just a huge human being. So honestly, I think J.C. Latham's going to fit pretty well in Tennessee, and he's going to have to block for, I guess, Will Levis or Ryan Tannehill. I don't know. It's not looking good over there in Tennessee. The Atlanta Falcons, this is by far the craziest draft pick that I have ever seen in my life. Really? I mean, is there really much for me to explain here? Michael Penix, dude? Are you kidding me? I'm not trying to be a hater on Michael Penix, but why are you taking him at number 8? There is no need to do that, all right? The Falcons would be one of the last teams that I would expect to take a QB, considering that they just paid Kirk Cousins a huge bag to play for them for the next 3 or 4 years or whatever his contract is. So the fact that they paid up for Kirk Cousins and now they're drafting Michael Penix with their number 8 overall pick, like, yeah, I would understand if maybe you take Michael Penix in the 2nd or 3rd round if you're just trying to have a backup so that when Kirk Cousins does end up moving on and retiring, then you'd have Michael Penix. But you guys took him in the top 10. That is disgusting. That is absolutely horrible. And if you were to take a QB, take J.J. McCarthy or Bo Nix over Michael Penix, in my opinion. Michael Penix is by far the worst out of those 3 that I just mentioned, especially because he's older. Well, obviously, he's not older than Bo Nix, but he's old and he has extremely bad injury problems. So I really don't know what to say about Michael Penix, dude. It's tough. I feel bad for Kirk Cousins because now he's like, oh my God, my time's about to be up. But yeah, it's pretty tough. I don't know why the Falcons did that. They should have taken Dallas Turner, Terrion Arnold. I mean, those are the 2 best defensive guys on the board, and they decided to go with basically their backup QB. Yeah, it's just the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like, I can't even defend the Falcons anymore, right? I really can't. I thought they were going to take Dallas Turner, and it was going to be a good day for them, but they ended up deciding to go with Michael Penix, dude. Oh, my God. Wow. All right. So, anyways, Chicago Bears take Rome Odunze. All roads lead to Rome. Honestly, this is a pretty interesting pick, considering that these guys already have 2 really good wide receivers, but they wanted another one. So, hey, Rome Odunze, DJ Moore, and Keenan Allen is going to be absolutely disgusting is all I'm going to say. Now, do I think it was really that necessary of a pick for the Chicago Bears? Not really, no. I didn't think that they needed Rome Odunze like that. But hey, they're just basically saying, you know what, Caleb Williams, if you cannot do good in this offense, then you suck. I mean, there's just no way that any quarterback, even if you put freaking Zach Wilson in this situation, there is no way that a said quarterback will not do good. I mean, you have DJ Moore, really good. I would say top 20, top 15 wide receiver. You get Keenan Allen, all right, to, develop Rome Odunze. And then you get Rome Odunze. What? I mean, this is honestly one of the craziest offenses in the draft or in the league, and I think that they have the best wide receiving core. Am I forgetting anyone? I know the Dolphins have 2 good guys, but I mean, this is 3 good guys. So I don't know. Chicago Bears, unnecessary to get another wide receiver, but really good. Minnesota Vikings select J.J. McCarthy. So basically, they did trade up 1 spot to basically ensure that they do take their quarterback of the future. I think J.J. McCarthy has one of the best odds to win Offensive Rookie of the Year because he's going to be able to throw to Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, Jordan Addison. The offense is looking really good except the running back situation unless... Oh, wait, no, they got Aaron Jones. That's right, yeah. So the Vikings are looking really good on offense. Would not be surprised if either A, Rome Odunze, or B, J.J. McCarthy wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, J.J. McCarthy is in one of the best situations now. You get a top 3 wide receiver in the NFL in Justin Jefferson. You get TJ Hawkinson, one of the best tight ends. You get Jordan Addison. I mean, yeah, JJ McCarthy is going to do pretty good. I know he gets a lot of hate and stuff, and I am kind of a little bit of a JJ McCarthy hater, but now he's in a situation where there's no way he doesn't do at least solid because he has extremely good weapons. So now let's see if JJ McCarthy is actually that dude. The Jets, obviously, they moved down one slot, and they take Olu Fashanu. He's really good. He's definitely one of the best O-linemen in the draft, obviously, but watching him at Penn State, he is really, really good, and he's just a people mover. I mean, he will literally body you and throw you on the floor. Olu Fashanu is really good. Now, is he better than J.C. Latham? I don't know. They're definitely really close. In the beginning of the year, it was Olu Fashanu, and then he kind of slightly fell off. Joe Alt got the better advantage over him, and obviously Joe Alt got drafted higher. But the Broncos select Bo Nix. I was right about this pick as well. I was right about a lot of these picks, but specifically the Broncos. I was telling other people that I know, I was like, Bo Nix, I see him in a Broncos jersey, and he ended up getting drafted by the Broncos, and I thought, Michael Penix would get drafted by the Raiders, but instead the Raiders, unfortunately, cannot select him. But the Broncos take Bo Nix. Now, I think Bo Nix is better than Michael Penix, but Bo Nix is in an absolutely disgusting situation over there. I mean, they have literally no good O-linemen. I don't even know who their tight end is. Chris Manhertz, I don't even know if he's on the Broncos anymore. They lost Jerry Jeudy, obviously. I guess they have a solid running back in Javonte Williams, but their best wide receiving option, I think, is now Courtland Sutton, which can never stay healthy. They have Tim Patrick, which also can never stay healthy. So honestly, the Broncos are in a horrible situation. And I would not be surprised if they're definitely one of the worst teams in the NFL. Wouldn't be surprised if they only win maybe 4 games. It's just really tough for them. Bo Nix is really going to have to show out if they want to be successful. Raiders select Brock Bowers, the best tight end I've ever seen since Kyle Pitts. Now, maybe Brock Bowers is better than Kyle Pitts, but honestly, Brock Bowers is really good. I'm assuming the Raiders are going to play him a lot in the slot, considering that they already have Michael Mayer, and they have literally no wide receiver options besides, obviously, Devontae Adams, and I guess Jacoby Myers. But honestly, Brock Bowers, really good. I think he's going to actually do pretty good in Las Vegas, but the Raiders need a QB, right? They're not going to walk out there with Aiden O'Connell or whatever his name is. They should not do that. They got to draft a quarterback in the second or third round is basically what I'm saying for the Raiders. They got to take either Spencer Rattler, Jordan Travis. They got to do something because right now it's not looking good over there. So that's all I'm going to say. The Saints, it was always an O-lineman for me, and they end up taking an O-lineman. Talisa Fuaga, definitely a top 5 O-lineman in the NFL draft, coming from Oregon State. Talisa Fuaga is really, really good, and I think he's going to be pretty good in the NFL. He is going to be blocking for, I'm assuming, who do they have over there? I think they got rid of Derek Carr, right? Honestly, I don't remember. My brain is kind of frozen right now. I just woke up. But, yeah, anyways, Talisa Fuaga, he's really good. He's obviously a huge man, and he's super, super athletic. So, really good for him. Indianapolis Colts select Laiatu Latu. Now, in my opinion, I think he is the best edge rusher in this class. But there was some injury concerns, kind of like Jalen Phillips a couple years ago, where just a lot of bad injury stuff. But Laiatu Latu was medically cleared, I believe, and that's why he kind of got drafted higher than some other guys that you would maybe expect him to go higher than. Laiatu Latu on the Colts, he's going to be pretty good. The Colts definitely needed some pass rushers, and yeah, they got a pretty good one in my opinion. Laiatu Latu is going to be really good in the NFL, so good for him. Seattle Seahawks take, in my opinion, the best defensive tackle in the draft, Byron Murphy out of Texas. And he is really, really good. He's super explosive, super fast. He can just basically go right under you and just sack the quarterback from the inside of the line. He's really good, really explosive. And he actually went crazy at Texas, if you guys don't know. Byron Murphy, really good. I think he's going to be really solid, on the Seahawks. Obviously, the Seahawks really need a defensive tackle. They don't have anyone there that's good, so I'm glad that they got Byron Murphy. Obviously, they have Leonard Williams, but he doesn't always play defensive tackle. Minnesota Vikings end up trading up, I believe, with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, so they end up trading up and taking Dallas Turner out of Alabama. In my opinion, definitely one of the best edge rushers in the draft. He's better than Jared Verse in my opinion. And he's just really, really fast. I mean, this man, Dallas Turner, ran, I think, a 4.4 something. He's super, super explosive. He's super strong, and he can just get to the QB in an absolute hurry. So the Vikings now basically take their Danielle Hunter replacement in Dallas Turner, and he's going to be absolutely amazing. Super stoked about that. The Bengals end up selecting Amarius Mims. They need some O-line help to protect Joe Burrow, their franchise QB, so the fact that they got Amarius Mims is really good, honestly. I think that was a very good selection. He's definitely one of the best O-linemen in this draft. He's absolutely massive, by the way. The Rams at number 19 select Jared Verse out of Florida State. Jared Verse is obviously really good. He was a transfer from Albany. I think he also played tight end a little bit, and he ended up gaining like 30, 40 pounds during COVID. He ended up transferring to FSU. And Jared Verse was really good at FSU. Definitely had his breakout year, obviously, which is why he got drafted so high. Jared Verse is really, really solid. I think he's going to be pretty good for the Rams. Obviously, that was their Aaron Donald replacement. Obviously, no one can really replace Aaron Donald, but he was the closest one to it on the board. At number 20, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Troy Fautanu, which is listed at an offensive tackle, but he's most likely going to play guard for the Pittsburgh Steelers out of Washington. Troy Fautanu is really, really good. He's a people mover like some of these other guys, but he's just really, really solid. He is very strong, pretty agile, I would say, so very good for Troy Fautanu. The Dolphins select Chop Robinson out of Penn State. Is he going to be the next Micah Parsons? Hopefully. I don't know for sure. But Chop Robinson is really, really, really fast. I think he's the most athletic guy in this draft class. I think he ran a 4.3 something or 4.4 something. At his size and height is absolutely insane. He's not really that big, but he's just super muscular. He's fast, very twitchy. He can just get to the quarterback in a hurry. The only problem with him is he really needs to work on being more of a technician compared to, let's say, a Laiatu Latu. He needs to work on more of these bull rush, pass rush moves. He really only focuses on one pass rush move and just uses it, abuses it during every single game. So he needs to work on being able to use other pass rush moves. If, you know, because once you get to the NFL level, you're going to be playing against some old linemen that have seen it all, right? Some Trent Williams out there. So you need to be able to make more of your hands. You got to do more pass rush moves if you want to get to the quarterback. You can't just be a one-trick pony and only do one move, because if you do that, you're not going to be good in the NFL. You're just not. So Chop Robinson is a little bit of a project, I'm not going to lie, but he's definitely has a very high ceiling if the Dolphins can actually develop him properly. Chop Robinson, super fast, super athletic, but let's see how good he actually does in Miami. Now, the Eagles select Quinyon Mitchell. In my opinion, the best cornerback in the draft. He is so good. I absolutely love him to death, especially at the Senior Bowl. He did absolutely amazing. I know he went to Toledo, but I don't think that really matters because he was locking down some wide receivers at the Senior Bowl, and he's just really athletic. I mean, he's super tall. He's really lanky. He's extremely explosive. He's really fast, and he'll just be able to keep up with any wide receiver that he plays against, unless they're named Tyreek Hill, basically. But yeah, Quinyon Mitchell is super good. I know he played at a no-name school, or not a no-name school, but not the highest name school, but Quinyon Mitchell is super good, and I think he's going to be really good on the Eagles. And now he's going to have Darius Slay mentoring him. I mean, yeah, Quinyon Mitchell, in my opinion, the next 2 years is going to be a top 5-7 cornerback in the NFL. I really do believe that. The Jacksonville Jaguars select Brian Thomas Jr. So this is where I got pissed off in the draft, right? You know, as a Cowboys fan, we had a number 24 pick, and I was hoping that we would get Brian Thomas. Now, I know that the smarter option is just to take an O-lineman, which we ended up doing, but I wanted Brian Thomas so bad, and the fact that the Jaguars literally one pick ahead of us take Brian Thomas, it made me want to punch my TV for a couple seconds, but I ended up realizing, you know what, it's fine. We'll just take the O-lineman. The Cowboys are one of the best teams in terms of O-line, drafting O-lineman anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. But anyways, Brian Thomas on the Jaguars is going to be disgusting. They already have Christian Kirk. They got Gabe Davis from the Bills, and now they have Brian Thomas paired up with Evan Ingram as well. I mean, yeah, the Jacksonville Jaguars offense is really good. Not to mention they obviously have a really good quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. They have Travis Etienne. That offense is going to be really good. Would not be surprised if the Jaguars do end up making the playoffs. And Brian Thomas could be one of those guys that potentially wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Definitely very good pick. Brian Thomas is super athletic, super fast, and he's really tall. I believe he's like 6'3", super fast. You just throw it up to him, he will catch it. Brian Thomas is really, really good. Now, the Dallas Cowboys end up trading back and selecting an O-lineman, but the Detroit Lions end up moving up with the Dallas Cowboys, and the Detroit Lions end up selecting Terrion Arnold. In my opinion, the second best corner in this draft. Terrion Arnold is really, really feisty. He's not the tallest guy ever, but he'll just freaking intercept every ball that comes his way. Super feisty, super good, really good corner. And Detroit Lions need cornerback help. Obviously, they don't have anyone that's good there. And now that Cam Sutton is going through all these legal issues, you need another corner. And Terrion Arnold is extremely good. And I think Terrion Arnold is going to be really good in the NFL. And anyone from Alabama is usually good. Packers select Jordan Morgan out of Arizona. Just another good O-lineman. I'm going to try to wrap up this video as fast as possible. Jordan Morgan is solid, right? You know, a good O-lineman right there. Bucks select Graham Barton, a really, really good O-lineman. They had him listed as a tackle, but he is going to end up moving to center because of the shorter arms. But Graham Barton is still extremely good. Definitely going to be the one of the best centers in the draft after, you know, this year. Definitely Bucks got a really good player. Cardinals select Darius Robinson out of Mizzou. He is really good. He could play kind of that 3-4 role in, you know, Arizona. I think he's going to be pretty solid. A lot of people weren't that high on him, but I think he's going to be pretty good. They might have reached a little bit. I think he is definitely a really good second rounder, but the fact that they got him in the first round is whatever. Darius Robinson is really good. He is very explosive, and the Chiefs end up moving up in the draft with Buffalo, and they ended up taking Xavier Worthy. Now, I could have thought that they'd just maybe stay at number 32 and take Xavier Worthy, but I guess they were scared that maybe some of the teams in front of them would take a wide receiver, and they end up moving up to take Xavier Worthy. Now, you know, Xavier Worthy is really good. I'd probably take Adonai Mitchell over him, but you know what? It is what it is. Xavier Worthy is really good. The Chiefs are trying to get their Tyreek Hill replacement. He's basically Tyreek Hill, but a little taller. And I think Xavier Worthy is going to be extremely good on the Kansas City Chiefs offense. Now they have two guys that are really fast. So they have Marquise Brown, and now they have Xavier Worthy. I would have liked if they would have drafted Adonai Mitchell, so you kind of get some height in that wide receiving room. Obviously, we all know what's going on for Rashee Rice. Whoa there. But Cowboys select Tyler Guyton. He is massive. That's pretty much all I need to say. This guy's massive. He's really fast. And he is going to be a really good O-lineman for the Cowboys. He went to Oklahoma. Now, here's the thing, right? The Cowboys love their Tylers for some reason. We love to draft people named Tyler. But second of all, the Cowboys are historically extremely good at drafting O-linemen. I mean, the amount of O-linemen that the Cowboys have drafted that have ended up turning out really good is actually insane. Obviously, the past couple years, we got Tyler Smith. We've drafted Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, Tyron Smith. I mean, yeah, Larry Allen. It just goes on and on. Cowboys are really good at drafting O-linemen in the first round, and I think Tyler Guyton is going to end up being pretty good for us, as we do need O-linemen now that we got rid of Tyron Smith. So we got another Tyler, and yeah, Tyler Guyton is going to be really good for us. Baltimore Ravens select Nate Wiggins. Really, really skinny. So that's a little downside. He's not good in the run game, but he is extremely fast. I think Nate Wiggins is going to be pretty good. Just sucks that he did get hurt at the combine, but Nate Wiggins, obviously, you guys saw the 40-yard dash time. This guy is explosive as all hell, but the only issue with Nate Wiggins is he is not good at the run game at all. He just gets bodied because he is very skinny. He's just not good in the run game. He needs to fix that, and he also needs to fix on tackling people. He's not that good of a tackler either, but I think the Ravens can definitely, you know, develop him into being a really good corner. Niners select Ricky Pearsall. This was a reach and a half, I'm not gonna lie. Now, Ricky Pearsall, no offense, he is good, but is he a first-round pick caliber type player? I don't know. As a Niners fan, if I was a Niners fan, obviously I hate the Niners, but if I was a Niners fan, I would probably take an offensive lineman, but they end up going with wide receivers, so that probably means that they're either trying to ship off Brandon Ayuk or Deebo Samuel. There has been rumors of them shipping off both, or not both, but one of the two, obviously. They're not going to ship both of them out. But interesting that they take another wide receiver. That's all I'm going to say. Should have taken an O-lineman, but whatever. They took Ricky Pearsall. Obviously, he had that insane one-handed play when he was at Florida, so that was insane. But the Panthers end up moving up with the Buffalo Bills, and the Panthers end up taking another reach at wide receiver, Xavier Legette. I mean, I don't know what's going on with my boy A.D. Mitchell. What is going on? Why are teams not drafting him? I don't know. I mean, I think Adonai Mitchell is better than Xavier Worthy, Ricky Pearsall, and Xavier Legette. All those three wide receivers that went before him and that have gone before him. I just don't know. Like, Xavier Legette's kind of like a DK Metcalf build. He's muscular. He's really big. He's tall, he's muscular, he's decently fast. It's just his route tree at South Carolina was really not that difficult to learn. He really didn't go and do this many, insane route running routes and stuff. So, honestly, Xavier Legette, we'll see how he does in Carolina. So I'm going to say I'm not too high on him. He is like a DK Metcalf build. I'm not saying he is DK Metcalf, but he kind of looks like DK Metcalf, I'm not going to lie. And the way he plays and stuff, we'll end up seeing how he ends up playing out in Carolina. But just weird that Adonai Mitchell ended up falling out of the first round. I really didn't expect that, considering that, 3 wide receivers that I think are worse got drafted ahead of him. I mean, Xavier Legette over Adonai Mitchell is a travesty. Same with Ricky Pearsall. Not to dog on them, but it's just pretty interesting. So anyways, hope you guys did enjoy the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe channel if you guys already haven't. Some 3 guys that I need to mention that haven't got drafted yet, that we're waiting on. Cooper DeJean. Don't know why he hasn't gotten drafted yet. I guess because the stigma around him being white and he can't play corner, whatever. Another guy, Adonai Mitchell, which I've already spoken about, and Kool-Aid McKinstry. Kind of already assumed that Kool-Aid wouldn't be drafted in the first round because, he kind of fell off slightly. I still think he's going to be good, but he's very passive. But that's all I'm going to say. So I'm probably not going to do a video on these players getting drafted in round 2 and stuff. I'll probably just keep it with round 1. But that is going to be it for the draft analysis video. I think I got probably 11 out of 32 correct. I mean, hold on, let me see. I got Xavier Worthy right. Obviously, I thought the Chiefs would take him, but I still think Adonai Mitchell's better. So I got Xavier Worthy right. I got Quinyon Mitchell right. I got Amarius Mims right. Who else did I get right? Bo Nix, JJ McCarthy. I got Malik Neighbors right, Joe Alt right, Marvin Harrison, Drake May, Jane Daniels, Caleb Williams. So that is actually 11 out of 32 on point. All right, so I ended up getting 11 out of 32 right. I think that's honestly pretty solid. And yeah, I'll take that. Anyways, hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll see you guys then. Bye.